Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing everything that I got during the Sephora Spring Savings Event. I got a few extra things that I wasn't planning on because I did redeem some Sephora Rouge rewards, which was super exciting. I've never done that before, so this is a bigger haul than I'm used to. I have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. But before I do, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and let's get into it. So I picked up 3 serums and I just want to start trying some new skincare, but I wanted to try some serums first before I branch out into trying new moisturizers. I don't want to start applying too many new products to my skin. I want to just take it easy at first because my skin is so sensitive. So I did pick up 2 serums from the Inkey list, and this one I have tried before, but it's been a few years. This is the Polyglutamic Acid Serum, and I remember loving this, especially under makeup. I think you can also mix it with foundation, but I don't think I ever did that before. I don't love mixing serums with foundations. They just don't tend to wear the best on me, but under makeup I remember really liking this. It does come with a pump, which I actually really appreciate. I feel like it's just easier to apply like that and it's not as wasteful. But this one I am wearing today and I did like the way that it applied. It didn't sink into my skin as quickly as some other serums do, but I didn't mind waiting a few extra seconds, and it leaves more of a natural finish on the skin, more like satin compared to some other serums that leave more of like a dewy glow to the skin. This one I feel like just leaves my skin looking natural, but it also hydrates. So I do like it so far. It's very lightweight. It's not a super thin and runny consistency. It does have a bit of thickness to it. And then I also got the Inkey List Hyaluronic Acid Serum, and this one is very runny. It's a lot runnier than the Hyaluronic Acid Serum from The Ordinary. This one I haven't actually tried yet, but I am planning on using it tonight. And I feel like most hyaluronic acid serums have worked for me. I've never really had issues with any of them, so I don't see why I would with this one. And then I also got the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops, and these ones have a bronzy hue to them. I have tried these a couple of times now, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about them, but it does come with a pump, which I do really like. And the bronzy hue, I feel like is just super subtle, so I don't know that this is necessarily a standout product. It almost looks like it's gonna be too much on my skin, but it does pretty much disappear. I personally don't see much of a difference once it's on my skin, so let me go ahead and actually apply it. And I've just been doing one pump. My cheeks are really red right now. I think I'm just super stressed. I was dealing with a couple of stressful things right before sitting down to film this video, so that is why my skin is so red, even my ears actually. It smells really nice though, and I do like that it's moisturizing, but I don't know that I love the feeling once it fully settles into my skin. I almost feel like it's a little too much moisture for me. I've only ever tried this on its own. I haven't worn any makeup over top of it, so I'm curious to see how makeup applies over it. So here it is applied. I do feel a little bit of stickiness on my skin. It doesn't completely dry down, I would say. Maybe after a few minutes, it doesn't feel quite as sticky, but I almost feel like it's too much moisture for my skin, at least with the products that I have underneath. And you are supposed to apply this as the last step in your skincare routine, so I did apply this over top of my sunscreen. And then this one, unfortunately, I forgot to apply today. This is the Tower 28 Daily Rescue Facial Spray, and this is a toner for sensitive skin. So this one has hypochlorous acid, which reduces the appearance of redness, and it supports the skin's renewal process for all skin types, especially sensitive skin. So I'm really excited to try this. I'm so bummed out that I didn't try it this morning, but I'll go ahead and try it maybe tonight, especially because I'm having so much redness today, so hopefully this one helps. So I went ahead and applied some foundation and concealer because I didn't purchase any new ones, but I did one of my favorite foundation combos, and for some reason I hadn't done this one in a long time, but this is the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Medium 1 Punjab, and I mixed it with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear in the shade 460 Golden Beige. The L'Oreal one is super long wearing, so I feel like this is the perfect combo for summer. And then for concealer, I have on the Haus Triclone Concealer in the shade 10 Light Warm. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. And I got this one in the shade Chocolate Mousse, but I meant to get the shade after this, which I think is Chocolate Souffle. It's a little bit darker and not quite as cool toned as this one. It seems to swatch more cool toned, but then once you start blending it out, it looks a little warmer. So I'll have to see if this shade actually works for me. But this is such an incredibly creamy and emollient bronzing stick. I'm almost a little bit worried that it's gonna slide around on my face, but let's go ahead and try this. It smells really good, by the way. It smells pretty much like Tootsie Rolls, which I do really like. I'll have to be careful with the amount of pressure that I apply. Oh, that is super creamy. And yeah, it looks maybe a little too cool toned for my liking. So let's start with that. Maybe I'll add a little bit up here. I am not putting any pressure and it's just gliding right onto my skin. Even though it did go on super emollient, I don't feel like it feels sticky or anything, and it seems to be drying down. So let's go ahead and apply it the same way onto the other half of my face. I'm just gonna take my sponge and tone it down a little bit. So I do like this so far, but I'm gonna need a little more time to keep testing it. I do like the finish. It doesn't look super dewy on my cheeks, which I do prefer when it comes to products like this. I do like the shade as well. I think it actually works for me, so I'm just gonna have to keep trying it, but so far so good. I love the scent as well. I picked up 3 different blushes, and this one was the one that I was the most excited about. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get it because it's been sold out for a little while. But this is one of the new Patrick Ta Cream and Powder Blush Duos in the shade Not Too Much. Surprisingly, they had this in stock at my local Sephora. It's described as a soft taupe shade, but on me it pulls more peachy pink, but I do really like it on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this one. But I also picked up the Milk Makeup Cooling Jelly Tints. I think that's what they're called. Cooling Water Jelly Tints. And I got the shades Spritz, which is this one right here, and Splash. And this one is a brighter, pinkier, almost purple shade. These I tried on once already and I do like them so far, but I feel like they're a little tricky to work with because they do dry down so quickly. But I'm gonna have to keep experimenting with them and see how I like to apply them the best. I'm gonna swatch those, but because they do stain, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the Patrick Ta Duo first. So here is the Patrick Ta Duo. I don't know how it's translating on camera, but for me this looks like a peachy pink, which I do think is super pretty. And I almost forgot to show you the Cooling Water Jelly Tints up close, but here's the shade Spritz. It's such an interesting texture. It does look like candy pretty much, like some sort of gummy. So here is the shade Spritz. It almost looks like a light coral. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more like reddish, but yeah, this looks like a coral to me. This packaging is really nice though. And then here is the shade Splash. This one I was hoping would be a little more purple, but it looks pretty much like a bright pink on me. Okay, never mind. This one does pull a little bit more purple than I thought. It's still pinky with like a tiny, tiny hint of purple, but I don't know why the other day it looked more like a bright pink on me. I did apply them just straight onto my cheeks and then blended them with a brush, and that seemed to work fine, but I did have to work super quickly, so I'm gonna have to keep playing with these. But let's apply the cream blush first. Oh, and I forgot to mention, but I did purchase some BK Beauty brushes, which I'm so excited about. I've been loving these. I finally purchased some on the TikTok shop, and I did get them at a discount, which was really nice. I had been wanting to try them for a couple of years now, or however long they've been around, and I finally got my hands on them and I'm super happy with them. But this is just such a nice cream blush formula. It never disappoints. By the way, this one is the Angie Hot and Flashy A507 brush, and this one is just perfect for cream and liquid blushes. I've been loving it for that. And then for my foundation, I used the 101 brush. I also picked up the 109 brush. I think that's what it is, like the smaller version of this one. These brushes are just such high quality. I'm gonna apply some of the powdered blush side, but I'm gonna go ahead and set my face first with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Pound Cake. And then I'm gonna set the rest of my face with the Wet n Wild Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I'm also going to fill in my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Ebony. And then setting them in place with the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Black. I'm just going to do a really quick eyeshadow look. So I'm going to prime my lids with the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. Surprisingly, I didn't purchase any eyeshadow palettes during this sale. I feel like I purchased at least one eyeshadow palette during VIB sales, but nothing really caught my attention, and I just want to really enjoy the palettes that I have. I'm gonna purchase a couple of palettes here and there, but for some reason during this sale, I just didn't feel the pull to do that. But I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette. This one I talked about in my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. So I'm gonna take the shade Fleur and apply that into my crease. Then I'm taking the shade Metro and applying that onto my outer corners and into my crease. And then I'm going to take the shade Lily and apply that onto my lids. I'm going to use that dark shade called Muse as a liner. So just a little bit towards the outer corner, just for some definition. And then mixing Fleur and Metro and blending that onto the lower lash line. I'm gonna apply some Milani Make It Last setting spray. I picked up a couple of things from Sephora collection, and I just feel like I haven't tried much from the brand, but I wanted to try their colorful luminizer, and this one is in the shade Sparkling Honey. I've heard really good things about this formula. It's a really pretty champagne shade with a hint of rose gold. So it does pull ever so slightly pinky, but in the pan it doesn't really look like it. It's more so when it's on my cheeks. I did get a couple of lip liners as well, which I will go ahead and try on. But I got the Rouge Gel Lip Liners, and this one is in the shade Rosewood. And I also got the shade Dress to the 90s. So I will go ahead and try those on and swatch them for you. But let's go ahead and start by applying the highlighter. This is a very firmly pressed highlighter, but I think that's why it's not so intense right off the bat, but it's not a subtle highlighter either. So I'm just gonna tap on a little bit first. I just really like the way that this lays on the skin. And I don't see any sort of visible shimmer. It just looks like a very glowy and almost glossy finish. This kind of formula I think looks the best over top of a setting spray, so that's usually why I like to apply my setting spray first and then apply a highlighter. It tends to look more seamless on the skin. And then applying some on my Cupid's bow and then a little bit down the bridge of my nose. Also applying some to my inner corners. I do see a tiny bit of shimmer actually. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but I think it's a gorgeous highlighter shade. Even though it does have some shimmer, I feel like it lays really nicely on the skin. So this one is a huge hit for me, and those blush swatches are still on there. They really do stain your skin. Okay, let's go ahead and try on the lip liners. I did swatch these the other day, but I haven't applied them onto my lips. But I've heard really good things about these lip liners as well. But excuse my swatches. It's really tricky to do with just one hand, but I feel like I managed. But that is a shade Dress to the 90s. And that is a really pretty taupey shade. I wouldn't say it leans super cool toned. This is pretty neutral to me. I kind of want to wear this one, but let me go ahead and swatch Rosewood. Okay, Rosewood is a lot deeper and warmer, I would say. This one pulls more like a reddish brown. That is super pretty as well. I don't know which one to wear. Let's try Rosewood first because I think I want to wear Dress to the 90s, so I'll apply that one at the end. And these are retractable, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. So that is the shade Rosewood, and I do really like this one paired with the side look, but I think I do want to go with Dress to the 90s. Even though it is super creamy, I think it does dry down to more of a satin finish. I don't know how long wearing they're gonna be, but yeah, let me go ahead and take this off and apply the other one. Okay, this one is definitely my favorite one. This is a really good neutral mid-tone shade for me, and I think I'm gonna leave this one on and apply the rest of the lip products that I have. But this formula is really nice so far. I like that they're creamy, but they do seem to dry down eventually. It just takes a couple of minutes. I don't know that I'm gonna apply this, but this is the Tower 28 Lip Softy Tinted Lip Treatment, and I got this in the shade Dulce de Leche, and this smells so good. It smells like caramel candy. The only thing I don't love about this is the applicator. It's not like a big issue or anything, but I would have preferred something maybe flat. I don't love this rounded applicator, but it's not the worst. It's not like something that ruins the product for me, but I do like the actual lip balm. It's lightly tinted and it does moisturize my lips really well. So here it is swatched. I put it right in front of the lip liners. And as you can see, it's pretty sheer, but I think this color is perfect for my lips. I think I do want to apply it though because my lips are feeling very dry. Okay, the applicator isn't the worst. I think I'm getting more used to it. At first, it really threw me off, but I don't mind it anymore. But very glossy, very moisturizing. I do really like it. I will say, after a little bit, like a couple of minutes, it can start feeling a tiny bit gritty. At first I thought it was in my head, but I have applied it a few times and it always ends up feeling like that. So I don't know why that is. Maybe I need to shake the tube before I apply it, or maybe just the formula. And I also got the Haus Labs PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze. So this is a lip gloss, I'm pretty sure. I was tempted to pick up more than one shade, but I figured I would try the formula first. And I do really like this so far. It's a really comfortable gloss, and I like that it's a thicker formula, so it stays really nicely on my lips. I love the packaging as well. And I got the shade Praline. It's not a huge doe foot applicator like a lot of other lip products lately, but it is a nice size. And this one I swatched right in front of the other ones. It's a little deeper and maybe a little warmer as well. I'm gonna go ahead and dab off the lip treatment that I have on. I don't want to have to reapply the lip liner, so here is the lip gloss. These are a lot sheerer than I expected. I thought they had a little more pigment, but that looks gorgeous with the lip liner. I did get this Laneige Berries and Choco Kisses lip duo. So this comes with a mini of the lip sleeping mask in chocolate and then a full size of the lip glowy balm in berry, which I have purchased before, but it's been a few years. I never repurchased it, and I do remember really liking it. So I'm gonna keep that one in my purse. The chocolate lip sleeping mask, I'm gonna keep on my nightstand. I've always wanted to try this chocolate flavor, but they never have it as a full size for some reason. I feel like I've only seen this as a mini, like a limited edition mini from time to time. It's been a little while since I purchased a lip sleeping mask, even though it is one of my all-time favorite products, but I wanted to wait for the sale. And this one, even though it is a mini, it's gonna last me at least a couple of months. And this chocolate scent, it's subtle, but it is there. I do like that it's lightly fragranced, especially because I do like it at night. Yeah, that smells really good. And the lip glowy balm in berry, this one, like I said, I'm gonna keep in my purse. That is it for all of the lip products. I did stock up on my Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes mascara, and I was gonna open this, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer because I still have my Essence Lash Princess mascaras open. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply those for now. But this is my all-time favorite mascara. And actually, before I forget, I'm gonna apply a little bit of the powder blush from the Patrick Ta duo. I like how this one shows up, even though it is a lighter blush shade. I was a little worried that it would be too subtle on me, but It's actually pigmented enough and it is buildable. I feel like this is just my perfect everyday peachy pink shade. That is it for all the makeup that I purchased, but I do have a fragrance and a couple of hair care products. So I got the Amika Perk Up Plus Extended Clean Dry Shampoo. I was gonna get the original Perk Up Dry Shampoo, but there was something about this one that made me want to try it. I think this has some AHAs for your scalp, so I just wanted to give it a try. I felt like it cleaned my scalp really well. It gave me volume and it didn't leave any sort of weird residue the way that a lot of other dry shampoos do. I also got the Amika The Shield Anti-Humidity Spray, which I've also tried once at this point. This one I'm kind of on the fence with because I'm not sure that it really made a huge difference. I think it did tame some of the frizziness in my hair and it did prevent it from getting super poofy. I did flat iron my hair for the first time a few days ago in like months. I hadn't heat styled it since last year. I've just been avoiding that. I really want to try to avoid it as much as possible, at least until I find products that will manage my hair and that will prevent it from getting damaged, because my hair gets damaged super easily. So I really wanted to try this, especially because I'm going to be outside a lot more often. It's a heat activated invisible style extending spray. It protects your hair from 450 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity, and maintains frizz-free styles for 24 hours. I don't know that I agree with all of those claims, at least not right now, so I'm gonna have to keep trying it. And then I also got the Amika Rescue Team, which is a repair sampler set. This one comes with the Cure shampoo and conditioner, which I have tried a sample of recently, and that's actually why I purchased this set. I really want to keep trying the shampoo and conditioner. The shampoo did really clean my scalp and it didn't dry out my ends, which is an issue that I always run into. And the conditioner also worked really well for me. The Wizard Detangling Primer, which I haven't tried yet, and the Cure Repair Mask. I've heard really good things about the Cure line from Abby Young. I really love her videos. I feel like my hair has improved ever since I started watching her videos. She gives really good recommendations, so I do trust her. And so far I love the shampoo and conditioner. And then the fragrance that I got is the Sol de Janeiro 59 Perfume Mist. This smells incredible. It became a favorite as soon as I smelled it, but I didn't purchase it right away. I did wait for the sale. I smelled it at the mall, I think in February, and I knew that I was gonna purchase it during this sale, and I did. But this is a very sweet and warm and I would say gourmand scent. I think it has vanilla, but let's see what it says on the back. It says, share the warmth of a sunset with uplifting notes of vanilla orchid, sugared violet, and sheer sandalwood. I think that is a perfect description for this. It is a warm fragrance. It's very sweet, but I don't feel like it's overwhelming, especially if I only do 2 to max 3 sprays. Anything more than 3 sprays I feel like is a lot, so I usually only do 2 to 3 at most, but this smells incredible. I think this is one of my new favorite perfumes, and surprisingly this does last a while. I thought this was a body mist at first, but it does say that it's a perfume mist. And then finally I got the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. I got a smaller size than I was planning on because I figured this lasts me at least a couple of months, so by the time I run out of it, there's going to be another sale or some sort of discount. So I got the 8 ounce for now, but this is my favorite makeup brush cleaner. I'm really bad about actually washing my brushes. I don't do it nearly enough as I should. So this product really comes in handy. But that is everything that I got during the Sephora Spring Savings Event. I'm really happy with most of my purchases, but I am on the fence about some of these products. Just like a couple of them here and there. So I'm gonna keep trying them and see how I feel about them. But let me know if you purchased anything during the sale or did you skip out on it for whatever reason. I hope you guys have a wonderful night or day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.